this is one of the biggest things to happen in downtown Hot Springs in decades. It truly is. Let me explain very briefly why. It's one thing for me to sit up in Little Rock and write in my Democrat Gazette column or on the blog or somewhere else that this is one of the great streets in America. That's just a writer saying so. For the nation's leading organization of planners, the professionals, the people who do it for a living, to proclaim it that is something else entirely. What does that do? It sends a message to potential investors all over the country that this is a good place to invest. It sends a message to those who provide financing. As we know, we have a number of people planning boutique hotels, new restaurants, residential, other plans that are starting to percolate. Very exciting. This street, this place, this downtown was important not just to those of you in Hot Springs, not just to those in Garland County, but to all 3 million Arkansans, because it is our iconic stretch of street in the state of Arkansas. Looking at our surrounding states, this stretch of street, Central Avenue in front of Bathhouse Row, is what Beale Street in Memphis or Music Row in Nashville is to Tennessee. It's what St. Charles Avenue or Bourbon Street in New Orleans is to Louisiana. It is what the Riverwalk in San Antonio is to the state of Texas. It is our iconic stretch of street. You know, for a time, through no fault of any individual, just a bit of circumstances that built up, we let this jewel become a bit tarnished. And we have begun again to polish that jewel. And I think what this designation from the country's foremost planners today, that puts Hot Springs, Central Avenue, downtown, right there with Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington and Broadway in New York. What that does is not an ending, though. What that is a start. It is a start for all of us to continue the work that has started, to make sure we polish that jewel to make it just as bright as it could possibly be. It is a message to the city, David, to continue rigid code enforcement that will protect the historic treasures that are already there. It is a message to economic developers to aggressively market downtown to those outside investors I talked about. You know, we spent years in marketing places for industrial development, trying to bring that big plan in, that Acme widget company that would suddenly bring 200, 300, 400 jobs to a town. What we have to do in this day and time is we have to market things like downtown redevelopment, just like we used to do industrial marketing. What is the greatest strength of Hot Springs? It is these springs, it is these mountains, it is the start of Hot Springs Creek. It is what we're looking at behind us. It is the thing that started Hot Springs, that put it on the map several hundred years ago. And now we are returning the focus in this city, and as I said, hopefully in this state, because I think it's of statewide interest, right back to where it should be. Building on our strength, building on the thing that built Hot Springs in the first place. So again, this is not an end today. This is a start today. This is the planner saying, you do have one of the greatest stretches of urban street in all of America. You rate right there with Pennsylvania Avenue, with Broadway. You are tops. And what it is a clarion call for all of us to take that now and run with it, to find those investors, to find those willing to provide financing, and to build this jewel back up again to what it should be. Early fall in Arkansas, a warm, humid early fall day, as so many early fall days are in our state. A thunderstorm moved through, and then the sun came out, and we got the seal of approval. And we're going to look back and we're going to say 2014, that was the year that Central Avenue, that downtown Hot Springs truly began its comeback to being one of the great places in all of America. Thank you, everybody.